2005 National Electrical Code, in Article 408.16a, addresses the use of a 3-pole circuit breaker to supply power to a 2-pole load. This section of the code allows for this configuration, providing a degree of flexibility in electrical system design and implementation. A 3-pole circuit breaker is designed to protect 3 separate circuits or phases, typically in a 3-phase power system. Each pole of the breaker corresponds to one phase of the electrical supply. When an overcurrent or short circuit occurs on any one of the 3 poles, the entire breaker trips, disconnecting all 3 phases simultaneously. This simultaneous disconnection is a crucial safety feature in 3-phase systems, ensuring that imbalances do not lead to equipment damage or hazardous conditions. A 2-pole circuit breaker, on the other hand, is designed to protect 2 circuits or phases. This is commonly used in single-phase systems where a double-pole breaker provides both overcurrent protection and a means of disconnecting both the hot and neutral conductors simultaneously. This type of breaker is often used for high-current appliances such as electric stoves, water heaters, and air conditioners that require a 240-volt supply. The code's allowance of using a 3-pole breaker for a 2-pole load is not a blanket endorsement for all situations, and several considerations must be taken into account to ensure safety and code compliance. Firstly, the unused pole of the 3-pole breaker must be properly terminated or isolated to prevent accidental contact or shorts. This can be achieved by using a suitable insulating cap or barrier to cover the unused terminal, ensuring that it is not energized or accessible. Secondly, the ampacity of the 3-pole breaker must be appropriately sized for the 2-pole load it is serving. The breaker's ampacity should be determined based on the calculated load current of the 2-pole circuit, in accordance with NEC guidelines for circuit sizing and overcurrent protection. It is essential to avoid oversizing the breaker, as this can reduce the effectiveness of the overcurrent protection and potentially allow excessive current to flow in the event of a fault. Thirdly, the wiring and connections for the 2-pole load must be properly installed and rated for the voltage and current requirements of the circuit. This includes using conductors of the appropriate size and insulation rating, as well as ensuring that all connections are tight and secure. Loose or corroded connections can create hotspots and increase the risk of fire. Furthermore, the equipment being supplied by the 2-pole circuit must be properly grounded in accordance with NEC Article 250. Grounding provides a low impedance path for fault current to return to the source, allowing the overcurrent protective device to trip quickly and clear a fault. Proper grounding helps to minimize the risk of electric shock and equipment damage. In addition to these general considerations, there may be specific requirements or restrictions that apply depending on the particular application and the specific edition of the NEC being used. It is always advisable to consult with a qualified electrical inspector or engineer to ensure that the installation is in full compliance with all applicable codes and standards. The rationale behind allowing a 3-pole breaker to feed a 2-pole load is primarily one of practicality and flexibility. In some cases, it may be more convenient or cost-effective to use a 3-pole breaker that is already available in the panel board, rather than installing a separate 2-pole breaker. This can be particularly useful in situations where panel board space is limited or where the required 2-pole breaker is not readily available. However, it is important to recognize that using a 3-pole breaker in this way does not automatically provide any additional protection or functionality compared to using a properly sized 2-pole breaker. The primary function of the breaker is to provide overcurrent protection, and this function is equally well served by either type of breaker, provided that it is correctly sized and installed. One potential disadvantage of using a 3-pole breaker for a 2-pole load is that it may take up more space in the panel board than a comparable 2-pole breaker. This can be a concern in situations where panel board space is limited, as it may reduce the number of available circuits that can be installed in the panel board. Therefore, it is important to carefully consider the available space and the overall layout of the electrical system when deciding whether to use a 3-pole breaker for a 2-pole load. Another consideration is the potential for future expansion or modifications to the electrical system. If there is a possibility that the 2-pole load may be upgraded or replaced with a 3-pole load in the future, using a 3-pole breaker from the outset may simplify the process of upgrading the circuit. This can save time and money by avoiding the need to replace the breaker when the load is changed. In summary, the NEC allows the use of a 3-pole circuit breaker to feed a 2-pole load, provided that certain conditions are met. These conditions include properly terminating or isolating the unused pole, ensuring that the breaker is appropriately sized for the load, and following all applicable wiring and grounding requirements. The decision of whether to use a 3-pole breaker for a 2-pole load should be based on a careful assessment of the specific application, the available panel board space, and the potential for future expansion or modifications to the electrical system. Consulting with a qualified electrical professional is always recommended to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and standards. Furthermore, it is important to understand that the NEC is a living document that is updated and revised on a regular basis. The information provided here is based on the 2005 edition of the NEC, and it is essential to consult the latest edition of the code to ensure that the installation is in compliance with the most current requirements. The NEC is published by the National Fire Protection Association (NFPA), and copies of the code can be obtained from the NFPA website or from authorized distributors. In addition to the NEC, there may be other applicable codes and standards that govern electrical installations in a particular jurisdiction. These may include state or local building codes, as well as industry-specific standards such as those published by the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers IEE or under ITES Laboratories UL. It is the responsibility of the electrical contractor or installer to be familiar with all applicable codes and standards and to ensure that the installation is in full compliance with these requirements. Failure to comply with applicable codes and standards can result in fines, penalties, and potential liability in the event of an accident or injury. Therefore, it is essential to take the time to thoroughly research and understand all applicable requirements before beginning any electrical work. In addition to the technical aspects of using a 3-pole breaker for a 2-pole load, there are also some practical considerations to keep in mind. Firstly, it is important to clearly label the circuit breaker in the panel board to indicate that it is serving a 2-pole load. This will help to prevent confusion in the future and ensure that the circuit is properly maintained and serviced. The labeling should clearly identify the equipment being served by the circuit, as well as the voltage and current rating of the circuit. Secondly, it is a good practice to document the installation in detail, including the size and type of breaker used, the wiring configuration, and any other relevant information. This documentation can be useful for future troubleshooting and maintenance, as well as for providing information to subsequent owners or occupants of the building. The documentation should be kept in a safe and accessible location, such as in the electrical panel board or in a separate file. Thirdly, it is important to periodically inspect the electrical system to ensure that it is in good working condition. This includes checking the circuit breakers for signs of damage or overheating, as well as inspecting the wiring and connections for loose or corroded terminals. Any problems that are identified should be corrected promptly to prevent potential hazards. Regular inspections can help to identify potential problems before they become serious and can extend the life of the electrical system. In conclusion, using a 3-pole breaker for a 2-pole load is permissible under the NEC, provided that certain conditions are met. However, it is important to carefully consider the specific application, the available panel board space, and the potential for future expansion or modifications to the electrical system before making a decision. Consulting with a qualified electrical professional is always recommended to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and standards and to ensure the safety and reliability of the electrical system. Remember to always prioritize safety when working with electricity and to follow all applicable codes and regulations. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is important to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself and others from harm. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your electrical system is safe, reliable, and compliant with all applicable codes and standards.